Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. This is my Queensbury versus Matchroom 5 versus 5 bottom preview and bottom predictions for obviously the first of June in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And obviously we have had a fight postponed on that card, of course. Unfortunately, the undisputed main event between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev has been postponed. So the replacement for Artur Beterbiev will be Mayet Sinad. So it's a bit gutting. It is a bit gutting, but injuries happen, and we'll get onto it anyways. We'll get onto it once we talk about Bivol versus Sinad. But it's not all bad, is it? It's not all bad when we look at the 5 versus 5 fights that are done on the undercard before Dmitry Bivol heads down the main event. So starting off then with the light heavyweight division, I wanted enough. We got Lee Hutchinson, 17-1, up against Craig Richards, 18 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw. And these two fighters, Lee Hutchinson, who's in 3 of the organisation rankings, isn't he, in terms of top 15? So you may make him favourite because of the recent activity. Craig Richards is only just coming back, isn't he? Craig Richards only just coming back. But again, when you compare the resumes, you would say Craig Richards is more experienced, isn't he? He is definitely the more experienced. While Lee Hutchinson's more turn on the scene fighter, isn't he? More turn on the scene, bursting onto the scene fighter. True 50-50 though. I think it's a true 50-50. I think it can go either way, in my opinion. I mean, I know everyone's saying, every fight's a true 50-50. But I do think this one is probably the true 50-50, in my opinion. It wouldn't shock me if it does a split decision, to be honest with you. But fair play to Craig Richards, throwing himself straight in there. Craig Richards, he had a nice easy tune up, didn't he? Against Boris Creighton. And then he throws himself straight in against Lee Hutchinson, who is above him in 3 of the rankings as well. So does that mean Lee Hutchinson's favourite? I would say so. I would say it makes him favourite. It's because if you look at recent activity as well, it's quite tough, I say. It's quite a tough one. But I'm just done on resumes, to be honest with you. And I just feel Craig Richards, I still don't think Hutchinson's faced someone like Craig Richards before, in my personal opinion. And I think most Boston fans will know Craig Richards more than Lee Hutchinson. Should be a great fight though. But I am in love with Craig Richards to just sneak it on points, in my opinion. So, and because the favourite is Hutchinson, but in terms of who's well known, I think Craig Richards is obviously more well known, and people might go on resumes, and Craig Richards' resume is better than Lee Hutchinson, with respect to Lee Hutchinson. So, but at the end of the day, Lee Hutchinson has already got beat, so he's not really had a bad resume either. So, but I don't know if Craig Richards to win on points against Lee Hutchinson, because I feel Craig Richards would need to win more, in my opinion, than Lee Hutchinson. For me, it's not really a must-win fight for Lee Hutchinson. He can still come again, even if he does get beat. Craig Richards, if he gets beat, he's finished, in my opinion. He's finito. He's not getting a world title shot, no chance. Or getting back within a world title shot. So I think it'll be 1-0 Matchroom in terms of Hudson versus Richards. Up next then, we've got Queensbury's captain, Hamza Siraj, up against Otton Emma Williams. Of course, Emma Williams, the Matchroom fighter, of course, both undefeated. Hamza Siraj 19-0, Otton Williams 16-0. Hamza Siraj had a nice, easy ass fight, didn't he? Fucking hell, then Ian Williams. Ian Williams basically watched it, isn't he? He's basically watched it. Yeah, you know what you. No one of them things you. No one of them things you do to lock the door. Basically, Ian Williams uses a what's it. That's what he is. Awful defensively. And there's a reason why Chris Huban Jr. was mopping Ian Williams when they fought as well in the win. So a nice easy win to have on Hamza Siraj's resume. Comes up against Otton Emma Williams, which is going to be a tougher fight. And but Emma Williams, I'm not sure if this is 50-50 for me. I do think Hamza Siraj has all the rhythm, has the momentum at the moment. Otton Emma Williams, he was supposed to have that fight, wasn't he, with First Tats, that it never materialised, and it's kind of affected his momentum and rhythm. And but Hamza Siraj looks good. But it's in the middleweight division, and I am gonna be hard, and I am gonna harshly criticise the middleweight division. It's piss poor. Yes, we will. We actually saw Jamal Charlo actually get stripped of his WBC belt. I think that deserves a party, in my opinion. The WBC have actually stripped one of their champions. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. I never thought I would see the day that it would happen. But the middleweight division, I think it's piss poor in terms of quality, because if you're putting Hamza Siraj as one of the best middleweights in the world right now, then that says a lot, doesn't it? And that sums up the middleweight division, because Hamza Siraj has not really fought anyone at world level. Yes, we will about it. So this is why I'm frustrated at Chris Huban Jr. This is why I'm frustrated Chris Huban Jr. is not fighting for any of his middleweight belts, because I think Chris Huban Jr. I actually think Chris Huban Jr. can win all the middleweight belts. I don't think Janabek is good either. Honestly, I don't rate Janabek at all. I really don't. I actually... Janabek has fought no one. Let's be real. He's fought no one. And his toughest fight was Denzel Bentley, and he lost that fight, in my opinion. And we know what's happened with Denzel Bentley. He's fucking lost in neck and Heaney. So it sums up the middleweight division for me. Sums it up. It's not actually that good of a division, is it? And by the way, Chris Huban Jr., he can be beatable as well. Let's be real. So... But then people will come at me saying, but isn't that good though, that it's wide open? Yeah, I understand the point. Yeah, it's good that it's wide open, but you can't pick anyone out the middleweight division and think, yeah, they're the main standout. Like the heavyweights. The heavyweights, you got the many standouts, haven't you? Tyson Fury, Andy Joshua, Osman said. They're the three standouts, aren't they, in the heavyweight division, who are probably in the tier of the one. In the middleweight division, you have no one. Where I think they all beat each other. Same with Ian Smith. If Ian Smith goes into the middleweight division, I actually think I'm shocked by him as well. I'm actually shocked by him, because I think he could win the fucking title in this division. Jamal Charlo, who could be stepping up from super welterweight, he can win at the middleweight as well. So that's what I'm saying. So don't be shocked, people. Don't be shocked to see a lot of super welterweights move up to middleweight and win a title at middleweight. I think it's possible. I think it is possible, in my opinion. But Hamza Siraz, from what I've seen of Hamza Siraz, he's been dud so far, been very dud. But he does need tougher tests and tougher off systems, in my opinion. I think this will be a more tougher fight for him. But I think Hamza Siraz will do more of the work for me. I think Hamza Siraz will do more of the work, and I think Hamza Siraz will do more than enough to win on points, in my opinion. I think he'll be like an 8-4 in Hamza Siraz's favour, where Siraz probably wins 8 rounds and Williams wins 4 rounds. It would have been close if Emma Williams more active and had more momentum and rhythm, but all the momentum is with Hamza Siraz. So I'm going to go for Hamza Siraz to win on points, which means, does that mean, I don't know how the points scoring works in the Queensbury first Matchroom, but apparently you get, if you tap and wins, you get 4 points, or is it you get 2 points? Is it? No, sorry, I think it's 2 points. No, it's 1 point if it's without your captain. You get an extra point if it is your captain, and I don't know what it is. I think it doubles up, doesn't it? I think it doubles up if your captain wins, which is Queensbury's captain, Hamza Siraz. So it would make it 2-1 to Queensbury, because you get 1 point for winning on points, and then you double it up. And obviously, if you double 1, it's 2, isn't it? So it would make it 2-1 to Queensbury in that sense. But up next, this is a cracking fight. What a fight this is for the WBA World Super Featherweight title. Matchroom's way forward up against Queensbury's Netball, who for me, who was robbed, in my opinion. He was robbed in his last fight against Way Farther. Netball should already be a champion. This should be an invitation fight, in my opinion. Netball should be a world champion by now. Netball should be a world champion. He was robbed against Way Farther, in my opinion. Complete robbery. Netball, he did start off slow. Against Way Farther, but after that, after halfway and the second half of the fight, Netball was dominating Way Farther. Way Farther was getting knocked down a lot. Got knocked down a few times by Netball. So, and Netball, it's unbelievable watching Netball, isn't it? The way Netball fights, he fights like Mike Tyson, basically. He does fight like a mini Mike Tyson, Netball. I mean, Mike Tyson was small anyways, wasn't he? He's basically the stout Mike Tyson. So relentless. He is so relentless, and it's going to be interesting, this fight, because Way Ford would not face anyone like him before. Way Ford would not face anyone like him before, and I mean, Tormatov, he was a punter, wasn't he? He was a punter, and Way Ford got a win over him. And they're both unbeaten. And it's going to be a tough one to call, I say. It's going to be a tough one to call. Can Netball keep Way Ford on the ropes? Way Ford is one of them. He's one of them boxers, though. He's a really good boxer, isn't he? Way Ford, he knows how to box and move. He knows how to move his feet as well. So he'll be trying to keep out of Netball's range. He'll be if you have to keep out Nick Ball's wins, bottom move on the outside. That's something way forwards plan. To bottom move on the outside. Try and tire Nick Ball out, because Nick Ball is offensive and get tired, in my opinion, with the relentless stance he throws at. He is relentless, Nick Ball. But if Nick Ball doesn't cut off the win, as if in what way forward, would be in trouble. Could be in trouble, in my opinion. And Nick Ball, he's going to have that extra urgency as well, after being robbed against way farther as well. He's going to want it, Nick Ball. He's going to want it as well. But Way Ford is some talent, isn't he? Way Ford is an unbelievable talent. Oh, it's a hard one. It's a hard one to call. But Andendor, and that's the thing, though. You can actually see both winning. You can see both winning in different ways. I'm just going to edge towards Way Ford on points. Just going to edge towards Way Ford on points. So if it is from those points, I think Way Ford knows how to win. He knows how to win, in my opinion, in terms of points. But Nick Ball, man, he's going to be relentless, isn't he? At some point in the fight. It's going to be a close fight. It's going to be so close to call. I think Way Ford just edges it, in my opinion, on points. But fair play to Way Ford. He didn't have to take this fight, did he? Because this is a dangerous fight for Way Ford. More dangerous than Tormentov, in my opinion. So I'm just going to go for Way Ford shots on points. But we could easily see a rematch between them. So that would make it 2-2. That would make it 2-2 between Queensbury and Matchroom. If I'm right in saying that you get double points if you're a captain. So now on to the next two fights, the two heavyweight fights, of course. And up next, got Philip Herdovich against who's from Matchroom, up against Daniel Dubois from Queensbury. Daniel Dubois 20-2 record. Philip Herdovich 17-0 record. Philip Herdovich quite lucky, in my opinion, to keep his unbeaten record, especially when everyone thought he lost that fight against CA San. And interesting fight. It's quite an interesting fight, though, because we don't know where both fighters are at. Either both at world level or either not both at world level. Daniel Dubois fought at world level against Arsen Arutsid, and it was an absolute masterclass from Arsen Arutsid, despite the York from Daniel Dubois. Which Daniel Dubois should have jumped on Arutsid after that, in my opinion. That's where he had Arutsid hurt, but the lack of inexperience probably cost Daniel Dubois. And Philip Herdovich, I don't know what to make of Philip Herdovich, because I think he reminds me of a Kubrat Purev type. Reminds me of a Purev type, where I think he has the same attitude as Purev, Philip Herdovich. So it'll be a tough opponent, definitely a tough opponent to beat, in my opinion. And but I really don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I can see this down the distance, this fight. I think it'll be a very good threat between Herdovich and Dubois. Herdovich is quite good. He is quite good technically. Quite a good technical fighter for Herdovich. Daniel Dubois. We've seen Daniel Dubois' joy in the second half of the fight, haven't we? Especially in this last fight against Jamel Miller. But I think Jamel Miller's not really a good opponent, where yes, be real. Jamel Miller, they call him Big Baby, but I told Jamel Miller a soft baby on shoots. That's what I told him, because he is soft. And and Jamel Miller dashes out after 2 rounds, let's be real. Jamel Miller belongs in sumo. And it's a tough one. It is quite a tough one to call. It is quite a tough one. Oh, I just. But Daniel Dubois, for me, I think he's going to come on leaps and bounds, isn't he? After that defeat to Usyk. He needed to earn that, yes, and didn't he? Then to Usyk, where he just wasn't at that level yet. Just wasn't at that level. So an experience. I wasn't really impressed by Herdovich in his last fight either, to be honest with you. Against the fight before that. Sorry, the fight before he fought Matt Demori, the Dempsey Mateen fight. I thought I wasn't really impressed by Herdovich against Dempsey Mateen. So it's a tough one to talk towards. We're a bit meh, with both fighters. That's basically the answer. Meh. Wouldn't shock me if it does to points. But I think Daniel Dubois could get stoppage, you know. I think Daniel Dubois could get stoppage. I think both of them be obviously aiming for a stoppage, of course. Both of them be aiming for it. It's heavyweight boxing, isn't it? I don't think they'll be aiming for points, both of them. I'm just more convinced by Dubois than Herdovich. As much I think Herdovich, I also Herdovich's attitude, same as Puyev. Same attitude as Puyev, but again, Herdovich has not really done much yet, has he, in this division? Okay, he beat San, he got a decision than San, but we all thought he didn't win that fight than San. Yeah, I'm not for Daniel Dubois. I'm not for Daniel Dubois today. Yeah, stop it. I know thought this could be for the fate and IBF world title, as the IBF belt will get stripped whoever wins between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. So it makes it even more certainty in there as well. And Daniel Dubois will be thinking to himself, you know what, I could be a world champion. I could be a world champion here. And it will urge him on as well. It will urge him on, and the winner will defend the fate. The winner, whoever wins this fate in the IBF world title belt, will defend the belt against Anthony Joshua on the 20th of September or the 21st of September at Wembley Stadium. In what could be the next 5 versus 5 Queensbury versus Matchroom card. Depends who wins, of course. Depends who wins. If Dubois wins, then yeah, we'll definitely get AJ against Daniel Dubois. If Herdovich wins, then does Frank Warren sign Herdovich? Does Frank Warren sign Herdovich as part of the next 5 versus 5? Because Faith Herdovich is technically still a free agent. Because, well, he works with Wasserman, doesn't he? But he has fought a lot in terms of Matchroom shows. But yeah, I'm just more convinced by Daniel Dubois than Herdovich. I'm just more convinced by Dubois than Herdovich. So I'm going to go for a 10th round stoppage win for Daniel Dubois than Faith Herdovich. I think it will be a very good fight, actually. I actually do think it will be a very good slugfest. As long as it, yeah. So I'm going to go for Daniel Dubois in the 10th round against Faith Herdovich. Because it is hard though. It is hard to say, because I'm a bit meh with both fighters. But in terms of who's better, I'm more convinced by Dubois than Faith Herdovitz. I need to see Herdovitz do something in this division. He's not, for me, Herdovitz has not done much so far. He's fought San, and we all thought, and yes, we all thought he lost that fight. But at the same time, CA San, we all know CA San does that out in the second half of the fight. So maybe it was probably fair Herdovitz stopped the decision. But just my opinion. So I think Dubois wins that fight, which will make it which will make it 3-2 to Queensbury. And now moving on to the next fight, and of course, Matchroom's captain, Deontay Wilder, up against CA San. I think we all wanted this fight 1 year ago, didn't we? I think we all wanted this fight 1 year ago. If this was 1 year ago, we'll all be thinking to ourselves, oh, what an absolute firecracker. I think it will be, though. To be fair, I still think it will be. I think being an absolute firecracker. Both fighters, I actually think both fighters, I'm going to offer something bold here. I think both fighters get knocked down, in my opinion. I think it's going to be that crazy. It's going to be that carnage. This fight's going to be chaos. In my opinion. I think both get knocked down. And it just all depends who feels more affected after getting knocked down, in my opinion. I feel Sam would be, personally. I feel Sam would be more affected if he gets knocked down. They're done it hand on each other, aren't they? They are done hand on each other. Both of them are definitely going to get knocked down, in my opinion. Both of them will get knocked down. The first 6 rounds, trust me, it's going to be carnage. It's going to be chaos. And I think you're going to see knockdowns for fun, honestly. But if there's a second knockdown from either fighter, then I think that's game over for me. That's definitely game over. You can get knocked down once and get back up, but you can't afford to get knocked down twice, in my opinion. Plus the referee do have a thin corner where if you get knocked down twice, or even after twice, you get knocked down more than 2 times, then they'll probably stop it. I hope not. I really hope not, because I want to see them just get knocked down and get back up. It'd be an absolute chaos and carnage. And for me, I can't see it going past 7 rounds. I really can't. For either fighter. You know what Deontay Wilder's got? Deontay Wilder, he was so disappointed in Joseph Parker. He never threw anything. In Joseph Parker. He was just behind on that 1 punch in Joseph Parker. CA San caused more problems to Joseph Parker. But then, CA San, as much as I thought CA San still won that fight against Joseph Parker, again, it's the same old weakness. With CA San. He dashes out. His dash time thrown out in the second half of the fight. And Parker was taking off the rounds. So, again, maybe you can't argue with Parker getting the decision. But I gave San the decision on the knockdowns, personally. Because I did have Parker getting rounds back. But I thought the knockdowns still made a difference for me. But if Parker would have got 1 knockdown, then I think Parker would definitely won that fight for me. Because I did have it close between San and Parker, but I think I had it 7-5 to CA San, or I think I had it at 12, or I basically had it at 12 against Parker. But CA San obviously still winning on terms of the knockdowns. So we all know CA San's weakness. His dash time does go out in the middle in the second half of the fight. So Deontay Wilder, that's what Deontay Wilder's starting him. He cannot throw punts. Deontay Wilder knows, especially against Parker, that he does take his time. Well, he races every round to throw a punch. So the longer the fight goes on, the more it favours Wilder, in my opinion. The more it favours Wilder, because Cezanne's last time will just blow out, in my opinion. Cezanne's going to be more dangerous in the first six rounds for me. And it's basically, we want to see who has the hardest punch, Deontay Wilder or Cezanne. So the user of this fight for me is game over. It's game over in terms of the bottom three for the user, in my opinion. But then Deontay Wilder, he could still get fights, in my opinion. Because Deontay Wilder's a name, he is a name, and AJ still wants to fight him. I think AJ might still want to fight Cezanne as well, so maybe it won't be over for the user this fight, but it should be over in my opinion, because both of them, Cezanne wasn't mandatory, he was mandatory, but he lost it to Joseph Parker, and Deontay Wilder just wasn't active enough, beat Robert Aeneas, and then ended up fighting Joseph Parker and did nothing against Joseph Parker. So I still think it is a jeopardy fight for me. And I think the first 6 rounds, it's going to be an absolute chaos, people. I think this fight's going to be chaos. I think this fight's going to be chaos and carnage. I think it's going to be crazy. Both of them get knocked down at each once. Both of them at each once will get knocked down. It's going to be absolute carnage. It's going to be above expectation. I really do think that. And then watch it end up door to points and be a pretty snooze fest. I really hope not. I really do hope not. But it's not a above expectation, hasn't it? I think it's going to be carnage. Both of them will get knocked down. I think Cezanne will be looking to get it done in the first 6 rounds. But that's the thing. Deontay Wilder's not fought. Cezanne, has he? So he don't know Deontay Wilder. We don't know how Cezanne's punch. We don't know how Cezanne's punch that lands on Wilder. It could completely knock him out. We don't know. So it's basically the test. It's basically to see who has the hardest punch. And you could say that about Cezanne. He's not really fought Wilder, has he? This is the fight I'm most looking forward to, honestly. It's the fight I'm most looking forward to on the card. But I think they're all good. I think they are all interesting fights, aren't they, on the card? They're all interesting fights for different reasons. But Deontay Wilder, there's been something. I think the spark has been yet in Deontay Wilder for me. Teaming up with Eddie Hearn, we never thought that would happen. Being Eddie Hearn's captain as well, it's going to give him that boost, in my opinion. Deontay Wilder, it should give him that boost. And people criticise Eddie Hearn's decision for picking Deontay Wilder as his captain. I think this is a masterstroke. I think it's an absolute masterstroke from Eddie Hearn. I really do think that. I think it's Eddie Hearn knows Deontay Wilder is capable of knocking anyone out. And Eddie Hearn has looked at it thinking, we all know Cezanne and that's out in the second half of the fight. So it ain't down to points, people. There will be a knockout. But you know what? I favour Wilder. I really do. I do favour Wilder. Deontay Wilder to knock Cezanne out. And the thing with Wilder is he can knock anyone out in any round, can't he? So as much as the first 6 rounds will be chaos. And carnage. It wouldn't shock me to see Wilder get it done in the first 6 rounds. I think Cezanne starts to tire, doesn't he, in terms of the 6th and the 7th round. So I'm looking at them rounds for me. 6th round, 7th round. I didn't say 10th round potentially. That's the year to stop us at the most for me for Wilder. But I'm done for Deontay Wilder to get the stoppage, having Deontay Wilder not say it's an out in the 7th round. And I'm done for the 7th round win for Deontay Wilder. And the thing is, Seitan is not really good at moving his head. Seitan is there to be hit. He is there to be hit for me, Seitan. But he does say Deontay Wilder's there to be hit as well. I think Deontay Wilder, he's going to have better movement as well than Seitan. So I'm going for the 7th round stoppers win for Deontay Wilder. And to get Deontay Wilder right back on track in terms of his boxing career. And finally, onto the main event. Unfortunately, it's not the undisputed titles. Dmitry Bivol will defend his title still, though, against Maya Sinad. Maya Sinad, who is a late replacement for Artur Beterbiev. It was supposed to be the fight we all wanted between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev for all the undisputed light heavyweight titles, but Artur Beterbiev has suffered yet another injury. And I really don't know if we don't see it. I really don't. I know people say, but Turkey will still have like a thing saying where they should fight each other, should be made to fight each other. Let's hope so. But I just don't think it will happen. I think it's going to be one of them fights that has never happened between Bivol and Beterbiev, because if you have the Beterbiev injury, it's going to take 3 months at least to heal, and he's going to need 3 months to train after he has healed properly. So we'll be waiting 6 months. So yes, we got injured now, didn't he? So he's going to be out June, July, August. So they could make the fight in November time, October, November time. But he's injury prone. I'm sorry, people. He is injury prone. Artur Beterbiev. He is injury prone and devastating fighter. Of course he is. Devastating puncher. Devastating fighter, devastating puncher, but he's injury prone. He is injury prone, unfortunately. And this is the thing. And this is the thing now. It's different to Fury used to, because Tyson Fury just suffered an accidental cut, which obviously I did criticise Fury for not wearing his head guard properly, because he didn't. But this is obviously different. And hopefully we still get to see it, because it's the fight we all want to see in the light heavyweight division. Bivol against Beterbiev. We want to see how Bivol does against a devastating puncher like Artur Beterbiev. But I will say though, a bit of a spoiler, I've always fancied Bivol against Beterbiev. I think Dmitry Bivol is an unbelievable boxer. I think he's an unbelievable skillful boxer. He's got the win IQ. He's got everything. Dmitry Bivol. That's probably the only thing he doesn't have, is obviously the punching power of Beterbiev. But in terms of everything else, Bivol has everything else that Beterbiev doesn't have, in my opinion. Beterbiev is a great fighter, don't get me wrong. He is a great fighter, devastating fighter. But I think I've always thought Bivol beats Beterbiev, in my opinion. As I think Bivol is a better boxer, in my opinion, than Beterbiev in terms of boxing. In terms of the punch power, then Beterbiev is obviously got the better punch power. But that's the thing, we need to see the fight. We did need to see the fight between Bivol and Beterbiev to see what happens. But it is my Synod. it's my Synad. We don't know much about him, do we? In terms of bottom fans, I think it's going to be yet another stat pad with, well, Dimitri Pavol does not stat pad. Don't get me wrong. He does not stat pad. He's beaten now Alves, for God's sake. But Dimitri Pavol, it'd be another win to add to his resume for me. Easy win for me for Dimitri Pavol. I would like to see Pavol stop him. I would love to see Pavol stop Synad, but I think it's going to be one of them where he'll just completely outbox my Synad all the way through to. I think Pavol will probably win all 12 rounds. I think Pavol will win all 12 rounds to retain his title. I think it's going to be that easy of a fight for me for Dimitri Pavol. So that's that for my Queensbury versus Matchroom 5 vs 5 bottom preview and bottom predictions. Feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, see you later, and what are your thoughts on Before versus Batavia then postponed? Will we see as Batavia again, or could as Batavia potentially retire? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Take care and see you later.